MTG Scoundrels, it's in the cardboard.
Ladies and gentlemen, scoundrels of all ages, welcome back to another episode of Modern Weekly. Today on the docket, we have Simic Birthing Ritual versus Soultrader Combo Airship, already getting starting with a Scalding Tarn. And here's a Gravecrawler passing the turn. Cracking the Tarn on the end step. Finding a Hedge Maze, that'll bring us to 19 to 20, and a Surveil incoming. Looks like keeping it on top. There's a Misty Rainforest and Pass. Gravecrawler getting in for 2. That'll bring us to 17 to 20. Ooh, Phyrexian Tower. Sacking the Gravecrawler into a Worn Soultrader. And on end step, looks like Dismember is going to deal with the Soultrader. So that'll bring us to 12 to 20. And crack in the Misty Rainforest for another Hedge Maze. We went ahead and counted the crack in there into the score. Oculus going to go to the yard here. Sink into Stupor, coming in as its land, dealing 3 damage. So that's 9 to 20. Into a Shardless Agent, cascading. And that is what you want to cascade into if you're the Simic Ritual deck. Birthing Ritual. Lets you trade in your Shardless Agent for something better if you choose. Looking at 7 cards on the end step. Sacking the Shardless Agent into an Endurance. Targeting themselves here. I guess to get a better chance at Oculus back to the top. There's a Verdant Catacombs. Into a Greedy Freebooter. And then sacking the Verdant Catacombs, probably finding another swamp. Yep, there it is. Into a Marionette Apprentice. That'll fabricate 1, bringing in a Servo. Soultrader player probably wishing that Greedy Freebooter was a Shambling Ghast to go get Gravecrawler. Ooh, and there is Harbinger of the Seas. That'll slow down the plan of the Soultrader player. Because really they want to use that Phyrexian Tower to sack to play Airship to make another Airship. Endurance is going to attack in for 3. That'll bring us to 9 to 16. and the Birthing Ritual will trigger on end step. Deciding not to and passing the turn. It is a May ability. And here is an Overlord of the Balemark. Milled 4. Choosing to get the Warren Soultrader back to hopefully go for the infinite combo. Passing from there. Here's Fibblethip the Lost. ATB draw card. And just another great creature to sack to Birthing Ritual. Endurance is coming in. This time it'll be blocked by the freebooter. On death, get to scry and make a treasure token. Keeping it top. And dealing 1 damage. So that'll bring us to 8 to 16. Of course, here that 1 damage is coming from the Marionette Apprentice. End step, Ritual trigger. Fibblethip getting sacked for another Fibblethip. There is a Warren Soultrader. Oh, and there is a Flare of Denial to answer. That is nice about these 2-drops that do nothing but draw a card most of the time. You can use them to cast Flare of Denial. It's a good thing that happened too, because that would have been game. The Overlord keeps ticking down. Attacking in for 5. Taking the 5 here. That'll bring us to 8 to 11. And there's another Harbinger of the Seas. So currently can't use anything that requires a forest in hand for the Simic Ritual player. Harbinger getting sacked. This time to find a Subtlety. That is a flying threat. So possibly providing some inevitability. However, here is Phoenix Fleet Airship. Brand new. From the new Avatar set. And the reason to play this deck now. So sack to treasure that dealt 1 damage. And because of that sack, get to make a second airship. One force now for the Simic Ritual player. And there is Shardless Agent. Finding a Coiling Oracle. Reveal the top card. It's a Shardless Agent that'll go to hand. passing the turn. Ritual trigger on the end step. Sacking the Oracle. And there you have it, folks. The true inevitability of this deck. Abhorrent Oculus. Manifesting dread at the beginning of the upkeep of the Soultrader player. Now we have 2 flying threats. Two mana for another Overlord. Tough choice. Though in some ways, finding the Soultrader is the correct move here. And there's Soultrader going to hand. The Soultrader player has been stuck on lands for a few turns now. While it's great to keep drawing, or at least in this case drawing a certain amount of gas, having more lands to cast spells there, for instance to just cast the Warren Soultrader, probably would have been preferred. And here's a Shambling Ghast. Looks like there's another airship in hand. So probably looking for that Shambling Ghast to get killed here on the next attack. Looks like attacking him with almost everything. Keeping the Harbinger back. So we have at least 8 in the air. And looks like crewing the airships. And attempting to move to blocks. In response, here's a Sink into Stupor to deal with the copy of the airship. That is pretty backbreaking. So probably blocking the Endurance and possibly trying to keep the airship around. Yep, deciding to block the Subtlety and attack with the block with the Shambling Ghast, so that way a treasure is made. Looks like just confirming when that Sink into Stupor happened. The Shambling Ghast gonna die. The Subtlety's gonna die. Taking 1 here, but also getting hit for 9. So it's now 5-2. Playing an Icefang Codal, drawing a card. Playing an island, thanks to the Harbinger, and Ritual will trigger. Sacking the Shardless Agent, finding the Abhorrent Oculus. Well, there was maybe a shot, but finding the second flyer, making this even tougher. Don't see anything in hand that'll deal with this. But this is the value the Simic Ritual deck presents. If Birthing Ritual stays on the battlefield, it's a tough go. In the tank hard, going through options. And scooping them up. Game 1. Going to Simic Birthing Ritual. Thank you all so much for watching us here at MTG Scoundrels. If you enjoy our content, please like and subscribe. Be a friend, tell a friend. We appreciate all of you that have been tuning in recently and have subbed to the channel. We've seen some incredible growth over the last couple months. So thank you all once again. Moving into sideboard decisions. The Simic Ritual player has a few options here. Possibly Culling Ritual. Endurance is definitely something they'll bring in, though they are playing a certain amount on the main board. And of course, wouldn't be surprised to see if maybe a Force of Vigor shows up or a Nature's Claim. Stern Scolding, not a bad option either. And of course, things such as the Force of Vigor, really just to deal with Overlords if you're really thinking those are going to be much of a threat, but also to deal with the airships. Because 8 airships is a little bit difficult for the Simic Ritual player to deal with. Now, the Soultrader player, probably bringing in more removal. So expect to see Fatal Pushes coming in. And possibly seeing some Graveyard Trespassers coming in out of the board as well. It's a good 3/3 threat that can flip pretty easily. It also deals with some graveyard stuff, so it makes it much harder for the Oculus to actually come into play. And that is the card that ends up overtaking the Soultrader player more often than not. Moving to our ads, thank you so much to our friends over at Arcane Artistry that make wonderful food, clue, and treasure tokens in the stained glass style. Link to their Etsy shop in the description below. Definitely check them out. They've been on EDH Hijinks, as well as the Spike Feeders, and also on this channel. So definitely check their store out. And of course, check out our friends, hosts of our channel, Grove Warden Games. A wonderful place to store mount. Link to their store in the description below. And of course, check out artists of our channel, Chandrar, Instagram, link on the screen, specifically the QR code, and email in the description. They are open to new projects. They've done art for this channel. And they, of course, are open for professional items or personal items if you're looking to buy a gift for a friend for Christmas. So definitely check them out. And last but not least, check out our socials. We are at MTG Scoundrels over on Blue Sky, Twitter, and Facebook. Most active over on Blue Sky. So give us a follow over there. We love hearing from you guys. And definitely in the comments below, let us know what decks you would like to see in the future. We got some more stuff on the docket waiting to come out. And we are definitely going to be looking at the recent RCs that happened before Thanksgiving. We haven't seen an update in the meta numbers yet, so once we do, we'll definitely go over those in an upcoming video. Moving on to game number 2 here. Both players looking at 7. And already starting. Here we are, 20-17 into a Gravecrawler and passing the turn. Misty Rainforest and pass. Probably the best turn 1 you could ask for the Soultrader player is turn 1 Gravecrawler. Attack him for 2. And like that, we're at 18-17. Misty Rainforest getting cracked. finding a hedge maze. Surveil lands arguably the best lands in the format. Huh. Guess both players talking about shuffling, but that was definitely awkward. Without context. Coiling Oracle. Fetching. Cracking that Bloodstained Mire for an Orcish Bowmaster. That'll ping the Coiling Oracle. And making an Orc army. That'll bring us to 17 to 16. No draw trigger, because Oracle doesn't technically draw a card. But the Bowmaster dealing with a creature on the battlefield, which makes Birthing Ritual worse, so that's not a bad thing. Attacking in for 4. I'll bring us to 13 to 16. Oh wow, getting hit for 3 again by a bog? Looks like it. And here's 2 Shambling Gas. Passing the turn, that's probably leaving up a Fatal Push. There's a 3rd land. That's going to get fetched away. It looks like finding what I would assume would be a breeding pool. There it is. Ooh, and there is an airship in hand for the Soultrader player. And here's a Harbinger of the Seas. So only 1 swamp in play. And 1 forest in play for the Simic Ritual player. However, looks like the Soultrader player only knows violence. Attacking in. And it seems like taking all of it. So I'll bring us to 5 to 13. And just passing. Playing a land, tapping 2. There's an Ice Fang Kodal, which is pretty good for the Bowmaster. But for damage sake, it looks like. Alright, that's aggressive. Gonna Fatal Push the Ice Fang. going to ping upstairs. Celebrates to 4 to 13. And, oh wow, showing the flare and scooping it up. Sometimes mono black aggro just does the job, and game 2 will go to Soultrader Airship. Thank you all so much for watching us here at MTG Scoundrels. If you enjoy our content, please like and subscribe. Be a friend, tell a friend. Of course, what we mean by that, tell your friends about the channel, get them subbed to the channel, get them hooked into the paper content we provide here of Modern Magic the Gathering. We appreciate all of you, and we are moving in to game number 3. And here we are in game number 3. Looks like both players keeping 7. And Simic Ritual's on the play. Starting with a Misty Rainforest and passing. And here we are, a tale as old as this game. Turn 1 Gravecrawler. Misty Rainforest gonna get cracked. Probably finding a hedge maze here, as we saw in game 1 and 2. Surveilling. Putting a breeding pool to the bin, drawing a card. Playing a fetch land. And fetching here. Be interesting if they were just finding a breeding pool. But maybe you just need more action. Yep, there it is. So that'll be 16 to 20. There's an Ice Fang Codal. Drawing a card. Marsh Flats getting cracked. Finding a swamp. And there is a Bowmaster to deal with the Ice Fang. That'll make an Orc army. And attacking him for 2. 14 to 19. Windswept Heath gonna get cracked here. Filling up that yard for the Oculus. And finding a forest, so that's 13 to 19. And here's a Shardless Agent. Finding an Ice Fang Codal. Drawing a card. Pinging the Ice Fang. playing the backside of a Bogart Trawler once again. Bringing us to 13 to 16. Attacking in. The Orc army is going to get blocked by the Shardless Agent. 2 damage from the Gravecrawler getting through. And here's a Worn Soultrader. Presenting a 2-turn clock at the moment. 4th land for the Ritual player. The Misty Rainforest is going to get cracked. Finding another forest. That'll bring us to 10 to 16. And there is an Oculus. Passing the turn. And there is a Flare of Malice sacking the Gravecrawler. That'll deal with that. Upkeep, draw. Getting in for 4. Overlord of the Baelmerk. That'll mill 4. Looks like taking the Graveyard Trespasser. Casting the Gravecrawler from the bin and passing the turn. There's a Shardless Agent. Hitting a Birthing Ritual. Trigger, Flare of Malice. And scooping him up from there. Game, set, match. And a comeback from Soultrader Airship. Thank you all so much for watching us here at MTGScoundrels. If you enjoy our content, please like and subscribe. Be a friend, tell a friend. And we will see you all next week.